feel at this point the defense has to sort of set the tone and not carry the team per se, but make sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we want our defense to be our anchor. That's going to be consistent no matter who's on the team and no matter what year it is. These last two games, we've scored 26 points in the first halves, but our defense has allowed us to have a lead going into halftime both times. I think our guys are doing a really good job getting their hands on the basketball. We've had deflections in the high 30s the last two games. Our goal is 32. And so the guys are doing a really good job of that. And the exciting thing is there's still a ton of areas where we can get better on the defensive end. And I thought in the second half our guys settled down a little bit. They were really tense in the first half. When teams don't guard some of our guys have to understand you got to play basketball. You can't flip out because they're not guarding you. You got to take the play that's there. And that's something we got to keep working on.
How would you describe where you guys are offensively? Do you feel like it's more getting good looks, just not falling, or just not shooting the right way, or do you think that you're seeing some things that just like we're not running this stuff the way we should?
I think combination. I think we are getting a lot of good looks that it's mostly good shooters getting those looks. But that being said, if you're getting good looks and they're not going down as much, then you got to find other ways. You got to get in the paint. Prairie View did a nice job of trying to take charges when we got in the paint and force the issue. So even then, you've gotten in the paint and they help, and you got to kick it back out. And there it is, the open three-point shot, which I still feel like we're gonna have a really good three-point shooting year. That's a variable stat. In terms of offensive details, I mean, there's a ton of things we can get better at. Our screening angles, our cutting, not dancing on our cuts, moving the basketball when we're trying to create action so that it doesn't have to be just two guys doing it. I think our guys going into the Purdue game, we're making a lot of progress with that. These last two games, just kind of our flow of creating action was pretty good against Cal Baptist. Just didn't create, we didn't make a lot of the shots. Tonight it was a little choppier. They were going under a lot of stuff. And when they went under, some of our guys took the shot and they didn't make it. But second half to score 44 points is definitely progress.
Any special plan against Ellis? He didn't go off like he has.
Well, he got 2 more threes than we wanted him to get, but he's a good player. And he came into the game, I believe he had made over half their three-point shots. So we just, we wanted Matt to do a really good job on him, and he did, for the times when he was guarding him, and not to let him get loose. We let him get loose a couple times in the first half, but I thought the guys did a nice job in the second half.
What do you tell Courtney after a night like this? It seemed like his defensive effort wasn't affected too much, but it also seemed like on offense he was very frustrated.
He was, yeah, he was. Games like tonight, I think our guys, and we talk about this all the time, you can't pre-plan, this great game where everything's going to go in for you and everything's going to go perfect, because that may or may not happen. And it's got to be about following a certain plan, a certain process, taking what the defense gives you. And, I think there was definitely, some tension there that some of our guys felt when some of those shots weren't going early, some frustration. And as a basketball player, you don't want to play out of frustration. It's better to be angry than it is to be frustrated. The reality is our guys wanted to go so well, so bad. At one point in a timeout in the second half, I said, guys, you know how to play basketball. We can't micromanage every catch or every dribble. You just got to go out and play and make the right plays. I thought they did a better job of that in the second half. But with Courtney, he's had a lot of really good games for us. Tonight wasn't his night. But I think what we do is just like with any player, we need to watch the tape. We need to learn from some of the things that we can do better. There's a lot of details that we can improve on. that can help him play better out there on the offensive end, and he's a good player, and I think he will.
Shaka, Jericho's got, I think, 12, 13 offensive rebounds in the last 2 games. Aside from his numbers, what have you liked about what he's brought to the table in the last 2 games?
I think Jericho's doing a terrific job. I think he's really playing aggressively, rebounding the basketball really well. He's going after offensive rebounds, and he's really helping our team from the standpoint of, a lot of times he's the only big on the floor, and he's brought a level of physicality and aggressiveness. So I think he's moving in the right direction for sure. We need to continue to try to create more opportunities for him, especially on a night like tonight when the ball, is not going in the basket as much for our guards from the outside shot. And that's something that we can do better. I thought we missed him several times on lobs, running to the rim. And that's an area we definitely need to work on. But I think he's making progress.
3 last ones.
Was this a very Donovan game? You get some flashes, you get some freshman moments, the length, the physical tools, but also just kind of him being a freshman shows as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's a freshman, and he's a young freshman. He just turned 18 in September. So, but he's talented. You could see what he can do. You see his length, gets his hand on the basketball. He was a big part of us, being able to score the ball better in the second half. As I said, a week or so ago, he's going to make some plays for Texas, and there's going to be certain plays for the other team. And I told him after the game, you're really adding value out there on the floor. Now it's about making less of those plays that go in the favor of the other team. But I thought he did that tonight, and if he can continue to get sturdier on the defensive end, take the right shots, and handle the ball without turning it over, he's going to be a guy that gets minutes for us.
Shaka, outside of Jericho, that group, that kind of Royce, Will, that group of other bigs, are there any other guys you really feel like you can depend on right now?
Yeah, I mean, Will's just getting started. He's learning. Would have loved to have gotten him more minutes tonight, but the game's 10-point game there, and we got to play the guys that are playing the best. I think Royce has given us valuable minutes so far. He's played anywhere between 8 and 12, maybe a little bit more in a game or two. That's going to be a three-headed monster sometimes at that position. And they all bring different things to the table, so what we're looking for is, for each of them to be the best version of themselves.
Now that he's got 4 games under his belt, it looks like Andrew is getting more used to the game speed of things, maybe most notably on defense. I mean, have you guys seen some progress from him there?
Andrew's made major progress on the defensive end. I'm really proud of the way that he has taken to the challenge that we've given him defensively, going all the way back to the summer. He's grown a lot. He's been a guy that's gotten his hands on the basketball a lot. He's really bought into that end, so he's improving there. And he takes so much pride in his shooting. If he misses a couple shots, sometimes he can get a little down. But I thought he did a nice job of being aggressive. In a game like tonight, you need that. You need someone out there that's going to go attack regardless of what happened on the last play.
One last one, Shaka. I know you got to watch the tape from this one. Coming off the Purdue win, these last 2 games, you feel like you saw enough good to let you feel like your guys are going to go compete well when you guys go to the Garden next week?
Well, I think we need to play better than we played the last 2 games. Overall, we did some good things, but I think overall, if we want to go up there and win, but I think we're very, very capable. Our guys have practiced well. They've done a nice job, competing in practice. Again, this is our 9th straight day of playing or practicing, which is not uncommon during the season, but it is the first time that this year when our guys have kind of gone through a stretch like that. So I think tomorrow will be a really good day for them to reset, recalibrate. We'll get on the court again on Sunday. We'll watch a ton of tape. We'll review a bunch of the areas that we feel like are important for us to go win. And I thought when we went up to Purdue, our guys really stepped forward with a challenge. We're gonna have to do that again in New York.
Do you like
Go ahead.
Just it's the one thing, I'm sorry. Do you like Matt in that, I guess he was, the role is finishing up the game tonight?
Yeah, I thought Matt really played well in the second half. I thought, you could see some frustration that he had in the first half. Matt is such a great competitor and great leader. He wants the game to go really, really well for his team. He wants to help his team in so many different ways. But I thought he stepped forward in the second half and, just went and played. There was a great play in front of our bench where a guy was kind of taking away the middle and he crossed over and he went by him the other way, attacked the basket. That play near the end was great where he drew the intentional foul. He's, dribbling around traps. He's good at that. He's good at, being a guy that's on the attack, making plays for his teammates, for himself. So it was good to see him really playing aggressively in the second half.